I and the whole Obliquity team, we are just so honored to be joined by everyone throughout this conference. I am overjoyed with everyone who submitted and who has donated their time here today. And Dr. Stewart is one of those people as well who has flown from New Brunswick to London, Ontario to deliver this performance for us. And I am endlessly grateful. And you have also been helping us with tech and everything else on the London side for this conference. So I am so, so grateful. And Dr. Stewart is here, as you can see, with her musical ensemble to perform for us. She, as she mentioned, is a pediatric neurologist in New Brunswick and is actively involved in undergraduate medical education at the Dalhousie School of Medicine. She has a passion for music and is a member of diverse musical groups. She's also interested in how music and the arts impact the brain, and specifically how they influence the developing medical professional. So Dr. Stewart, I will hand it over to you. Thank you so much.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me. I decided to come in person because I've met you all online, and I thought it'd be lovely to be here and actually be part of this. And I just want to congratulate you on putting this together, because I feel there's a real need for us to do more of this and to start connecting across the country. So this is a great way to do it. So I hope we can maybe involve Dalhousie if you have another one. That would be great. Get more people involved. And so what I want to do is really take you on a little bit of a musical journey, and it's sort of my bias, and I realize that. But my partner said to me, just be yourself, Wendy, like, do what you normally do. And so one of the things that I think is important is you've heard a lot of very meaningful things today. And sometimes it can be hard to just assimilate all that information. And so I thought we should start with something that got you to move. So I'm going to get you to all stand up for me. And in Edmonton, I'm hoping you'll join me. I can't tell if you're doing it, but I'm hoping that you can show off what you're doing, Manisha. So this is a fun way to get your body moving. I'm going to sing a line, and you're going to repeat the line back to me and do the actions with me. Okay, so here we go. There was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. There was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. Singing, whoa, whoa. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, wail. Wail, 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 wail. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it on his hair. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it on his hair. Singing, whoa, wail, 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 wail. Wail, wail. Wail, 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 wail. Now there's a stinky moose on the loose. Well done, you guys here. I hope they're all joined in there, Manisha in London. So.
Oh yeah, we did it over here.
Excellent. Hang on, Ashka's just,
I'm just
checking something. No worries.
No, you can continue.
I can keep going?
Yeah.
All right. So I can't do this without talking a little bit about the brain. And so I'm really passionate about how music affects our brain and body. And music's been a part of the oldest societies in our world, especially the Indigenous peoples. It's a way to connect with one another, to share experiences, and to share history as well. And so we've kind of lost that in our society, but music's all around us, and we forget that. And people that write musical scores know how powerful it is, because it can make us feel anything. Anticipation, a sense of doom, makes you feel elated. You can feel all these different things. And so I thought we should think about initially about how we can have some fun with music. So you've already experienced a little bit of that. And oh, I know what Ashka's doing now. So I thought it'd be fun for you to see some of the things that I like to do with medical education. So I'm going to cover three things: medical education, critical thinking, and wellness. And I try to capture some of the things that we can do with music around that. And I'm going to perform different things for you as we go through. So one of the areas that I've tutored a number of times is metabolism 1. So in that unit, the students get to cover nutrition, GI, and endocrinology. And part of that, of course, can involve pathways that can be hard to remember and keep in your head. So I made up a little ditty for one of the pathways. And so I thought I could share that with you, and then I'll get you to sing it along with me. So you guys are very good singers, I have to say. So you can't say you can't sing, because you did a good job. So this is the vitamin D song. So if you think about vitamin D metabolism, you know that sun shines on the skin, it converts provitamin D to pre-vitamin D, then it goes to vitamin D3, then it goes to the liver, becomes 25 hydroxyvitamin D, then it goes to the kidney, becomes 125 dihydroxyvitamin D, and it's like, oh, you can't remember all that, and where does it go? So I wrote this little song because I thought, well, if they can sing the song, and the students thought I was some kind of crazy person, I think, doing this, but they had a lot of fun with it, and they said they never forgot it afterwards. So here's the vitamin D song. So I'll sing it for you, and then I'll sing it again, and you can sing along with me. So it's to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So easy, okay? Sunshine falling on the skin forms cholecalciferol. Then it goes to liver to become calcidiol. Then it's up to kidney to become calcitriol. Cholecalciferol, calcidiol, calcitriol. Diddle 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 diddle. Let's hear it. Sunshine falling on the skin forms cholecalciferol. Then it goes to liver to become calcidiol. Then it's up to kidney to become calcitriol. Cholecalciferol, calcidiol, calcitriol. Diddle 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 diddle. Good job. All right. You're all very good. I'll just grab the guitar for this next bit. Now, the thing about music is, I believe it's really interesting to hear people talk today about the different humanities media and how it can be used as a way to give a message, to actually get people to think about challenging topics. And I really believe that music can do that as well. So it's a vehicle to think about social change. It's been used for decades in a lot of ways. If you think about the 60s and the music that came out of that, the messages that can be used, it can also be a way of resistance and showing what you believe in and things like that. So one of the things that I was interested in is, how do you use music for critical thinking? And so if you listen closely to music, you can actually start to really hone your skills that you need for medicine. So if you really listen to the different instruments that are there, listen to the melody. Is there a harmony there? What are the bass notes that are being played? Is there a drum beat behind that? And really start to hone in on some of those things. You can learn to do that with patients as well. The other thing that I've written about is the use of music to think about interprofessional teamwork, and how if you're really in tune together and in harmony, and it sounds hokey, I know, but if you're really working together and listening to one another so that you've got that right blend, that's really what we want when we're working as a team as well. But the other piece that I'm interested in is cognitive bias, and music really gives us ways to think about challenging things or the way we react to things. So choosing songs that make us reflect and think about the things that perhaps make us uncomfortable can be very helpful. So one of the ways that I've really been reflecting over this last couple of years is, I've always struggled with the fact that I come from the United Kingdom, and that is a country that has colonized numerous countries around the world. I've really struggled with how the Indigenous peoples have been treated. And I was particularly struck when I was traveling in Australia. This was 20 years ago. It was very powerful effect on me. And then 2 years ago, when they started finding the mass graves of the children from the residential schools, I was very moved by that. And so I'd like to share a song that I actually wrote. And I'd be curious to see what people think about it. I've had friends that felt uncomfortable, and they told me that, but I think that's okay, because I think that's what music can do. It can force us to think about things a little differently. So I'm just going to have this here in case I forget anything. So this is called How Do I Say Sorry? Children taken from their home, feeling lost and alone. Tears of helplessness, children, culture torn away, longing for the arms of loved ones far from here. How do I say sorry? How do I look you in the eye? How do I walk beside you, support and uphold you when I'm ashamed of the color of my skin? Parents grieving for a child taken from their sight, tears of painful loss. Parents longing for a time they can hold their child again, yet it will never be. How do I say sorry? How do I look you in the eye? How do I walk beside you, support and uphold you when I'm ashamed of the color of my skin? Children calling from the ground, the spirits reaching out and longing to be found. Children, stolen lives and love, so much time has drifted by, we can never repay. How do I say sorry? How do I look you in the eye? How do I walk beside you, support and uphold you when I'm ashamed of the color of my skin? How do I walk beside you, support and uphold you when I'm ashamed of the color of my skin? Thank you. So my friends struggled with the fact that I used the word shame. But I did feel that. I felt that for many years, the way people were treated. And I think shame can be negative, and in medicine, it's certainly something that can overwhelm us. But the reality is that if we can think about that and then perhaps shift it and then use that as a motivating force, I want it to be my driving force then to think about how I can be part of reconciliation. So the last part of this that I'd like to share with you is, how do we use music for wellness? And so one of the things that music does is it can reduce your cortisol. And so that's your primary stress hormone, as you know. It can actually reduce pain. It gets used for patients with cancer. It can be used in different neurologic disorders to help them have a more positive outcome. And so there's all sorts of literature out there. And I know I'm not going to present on all of that, but just to make you aware that music is incredibly powerful. And I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with my accordion for the last part, just to finish off. And so again, oh yeah, sure. What, the accordion? Yeah. Was the music loud?
No, it's that the guitar was good, so they put it in.
Okay. Now, this is a I rented this accordion and it's a little bit defective, so hopefully it'll be okay. We'll see how it goes. So just for a bit of fun, what I'd like you to do is when I play this tune, I want you to clap along with me, but clap out of time. And I'm going to watch you and I'll see how you go. I can't see you all in Edmonton, but clap along out of time and see how you go with that. Okay, here we go. Watching you all, and it's not very easy, is it? Everyone's focused really hard, and it's hard to really get the not beat. So this time, I want you to actually do the beat with me. Okay, you ready? So what's fun about that is that you are anticipating the beat, and that's something that humans can do, but animals can't. But there are actually a bunch of animals that can dance. Have you ever seen YouTube videos of birds, dogs, you name it? They can dance, but it's hard for them to anticipate the beat. And we have special cells in our brain that allow us to do that. So I'm just going to play you some tunes. The one I hope to play, I don't think this accordion will let me, but I'll maybe try it, we'll see. And feel free to clap. There's even room to come up and dance if you want. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's this drone in the background there. All right. Do you have time for one more? Okay. So there's a weird bit with the bass, and it keeps playing a note even when I'm not playing it. So, all right. These are all the Scottish tunes, and I'm going to see if I can play a different one after. This one if it'll allow me to. One of the things that music does is it transports us somewhere else, and I love getting people to think about where can the music take you, and so you might recognize this tune. I hope it'll sound okay.
Anisha, do we have time for one more?
Yes, we are requesting an encore, please.
Do you have a choice of what you want to hear?
Dealer's choice.
They're a huge compliment, just so you know.
Oh, that's fun. Well, I might play you a bit of this. I just don't know if I can do it on this accordion, but.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stewart. That was phenomenal. I don't think we could appreciate the defectiveness of your accordion. I am amazed of how you can play such a complex instrument. I honestly thought you only had to play the one hand with the piano and then just move it with your other hand, but that's a whole that's a whole thing.